marriage is something that leads you to holiness, not happiness. What up, fam? Welcome back to our channel. I'm your girl Kiva.
I'm Adriel.
And if you're new to our channel, we are a young Christian couple sharing with you our life experiences and sharing also our family recipes. We want to share with you guys 10 things that we learned in our first year of marriage. As you guys may know, we got married last year and we wanted just to give some insight on how we survived the first 12 months.
Yes, guys, so we hope you enjoy the video. We did break it up into 2 parts because we thought the video was a little bit long.
You know your girl is talk long.
Yeah, but stay tuned, guys, and we hope you enjoy.
All right. We wanted to talk to you guys about the 10 things that we learned in the first year of our marriage.
So yeah, the first thing, and this one really resonates with me, don't sweat the small stuff. Okay, how can I explain? So 2 people coming together with us, 2 different backgrounds in terms of how we grew up, 2 different scripts. I have a way of doing things, she has a way of doing things. For example, packing a dishwasher.
Oh my gosh.
You know, I like to pack the dishwasher so everything fits. My beautiful, lovely, gorgeous wife just kind of just puts it in there. And that used to get on my nerves, I'm not gonna lie. You know, like I'd go in there and I'd have to repack the whole thing. So I'm like, babe, you know, why don't you put it this way or why don't you do it that way? But you know what? I used to get annoyed, but now I'm learning just to say, hey, babe, could you just do this? You know, don't internalize it, you know, just let it go. Because at the end of the day, it's not life and death. That's what I like to say. Is it gonna threaten my life? No, I'm gonna live. So, you know, don't worry about the little things.
Not just about the small stuff. That means choose your battle. Some things aren't worth getting upset about. Or, you know what? No, I wouldn't even say getting upset about, because if you're upset, if your feelings are hurt, that's valid. Like, I don't believe it's right for a partner or anyone, as a matter of fact, to say that you shouldn't feel that way. If I feel mad, I feel pissed off, if I feel like crying, those are my feelings and those things are valid. However, I feel that choosing your battles, meaning that, okay, if I feel upset about this, I might just be having a bad day. Like, should I bring this up? Or is this something else worth sitting down and talking about? There are so many things he did and continues to do that irritate me, and the same for him. But is it that big of a deal where I have to be like, you know, every time, babe this, babe that? Nah, like, I'm not gonna fuss about everything. Number 2 on our list is active listening. Before we got engaged, actually, we'll talk about this in a different episode, but we went to counseling before we got engaged for different reasons, and there were things that we needed to address. Our counselor, she taught us to listen with the intention not to answer back, but listen to listen. Listen, understand what the person is saying. And you know, Adriel, for example, he likes to be heard. Like if he's talking, he likes eye contact, he likes
body language,
like everything. Like, I grew up in a house where my mom would be doing something, I would be talking, and she'd say, I'm listening. So I'm like, all right, she's listening. So that's something that I learned. It's a learned behavior that I could be doing something and he could talk to me and be like, no babe, I'm listening. Am I really listening to what he's saying? And that's important to like learn your partner's love language, and that attention, that's something like that's really important for you, right?
Yeah, definitely. Because the way I look at it, when I'm talking to someone, I give them all my attention, you know, and it's only courteous to allow people to feel like they're being heard. And I know everyone likes that feeling of being heard and being empathized with, you know, understanding what they're going through. So when I'm talking to someone, I give them my all. I kind of expect the same, you know. And I grew up in my house as well. When my mom and I, when we're having a conversation, like I'm used to, we're both engaging with one another, we're both talking, you know, and I'm very close to my mom. So, and it's not saying that I expect the same that same attention as my mom gave me from Kiva, but it's just the principle of active listening. So one thing I want to say for the guys out there, you know, I don't know what it is. I believe God gave women special discernment. Sometimes Kiva says to do something and I'm like, you know, I'm good. You know what I mean? But afterwards, and I'm trying to think of an example.
Too many to count.
Yeah, there's just too many. Certain times she would just say, you know, babe, how about we do this? And I'm like, I'm good. And after I'm like, you know what, babe, maybe maybe we should go ahead and do what you said, you know. And it's not saying like everything she says is right, but I believe that there's a special discernment. You know, I don't know if spiritual discernment, you know, don't know what it is, but
God placed us here. God placed wives here for a reason.
Yeah,
we have at times I feel like men have tunnel vision. If you want to do something, it's gonna go boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
But women, we see things from different angles. And
yeah,
that's
and that's great. Like, it's good to have that different perspective. You know, that helps in situations when you can see things from different angles. You're able to address certain things differently and you come out better. And I think that's why God created us male and, you know, man and woman, male and female. We have similar goals, but we have different angles looking at the road ahead. So we're able to tackle it differently.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's why the Bible says 2 is better than one. Another thing we have on our list is not being ashamed to say sorry first.
It's kind of strange talking about it, but you know, in my household, I didn't really hear my dad say sorry often. You know, I must say he's saying it more recently. I must give him credit for that. But growing up, you know, I didn't hear it as much. And one thing I believed within myself is okay to say sorry. I remember my mom telling me sorry for times where she felt like she did something wrong, you know, and it makes you a better person when you're able to apologize and take accountability for the wrongs that you've done. So yeah,
it's true. And I must say, him being aware of that has made this first year, like, has contributed to why our first year has been good. Because did we have it easy? No. We had our disagreements, we had ups, we had downs. And one thing I admire about him, I told him this time and time again, he's not afraid or ashamed to say sorry. Here's the thing, if your spouse is offended by something you may have done or said, like I said before, that's their feelings. And you cannot say, well, you can't feel that way. You might not agree with them, or you know, the fact that you may have offended your spouse, say, okay, I understand how this may have made you feel this way, and for that I do apologize. Another thing on our list is always date your spouse.
And this is Kiva's wonderful idea as well. Every week, actually halfway through the week, Wednesday, there's tradition for us that we have date night. So we stop what we normally do, we make time just to date. And I know some people are out there thinking, oh, well, I ain't got money and this and that. You know, there's no excuses, let's be honest. You can make some food, some games together.
Yo, you can play tic-tac-toe on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, there's no excuse.
Yeah.
Dating your spouse is very important. There's absolutely no excuse for it. You could go on a walk. You could go ahead and make some. If you ain't got no money, all you got is cheese and bread in your fridge and some water, take that same cheese and bread and some water, and you go outside on the porch. If you ain't got no porch, go on your concrete or the grass, watch the sunset, and just spend time with one another. Put God first. We put God first, and we pray with each other and for each other every single night.
And this should be even number 1, to be honest.
This is number 1.
We just kind of
we were just writing as we
as it came to mind.
This is number 1 for us.
And
I'll say why. Hollywood, social media, they have put this stigma on marriage or relationship goals as over romanticized. It's this fairy tale thing. You can get lost. And the best way to stay grounded in a marriage is by God, with God, through God, like, period. That's our foundation. And no matter what kind of storms come our way, may it be finances, may it be emotions, may it be external issues, no matter what kind of storm it is, because our foundation is on Christ and Christ alone, I strongly believe that that is what has kept us together. And we've been through stuff prior to us getting married. We've had
Yeah, we've had our issues.
baby girl, baby boy, you know, like we had our time. And oh Lord, it was only because of God that we were able to stay together and praying with each other. When you pray with each other every night, even if you are angry with the other person, you can't go to God angry. When I pray, I can't pray knowing that I'm like fuming at him. We need to put whatever issues we have before God and let him handle it. Even if we're not 100% and I pray for him, it's like marriage was something that was ordained by God, and it was for us, you know, and it allows us to see marriage is an example of God's relationship with us. No matter how much we fall short, God still loves us. And no matter how much we fall short, we still love each other. We can't be like, oh, if you don't pack the dishwasher properly, I'm gonna give you no. You know, like, no. I know I mentioned that marriage is something that leads you to holiness, not happiness. Happiness is a byproduct of holiness. You know, like all the times I feel like people would say, well, he doesn't make me happy anymore, or she doesn't make me happy anymore, and saying stuff like, oh, he's my half. He is not my half, and I am not his half. We came together whole, and the only person who can make us whole is God. So we're two wholes coming together as one. God ain't say two halves coming together as one. It's two individuals, two becoming one, you know. And so God has really played a huge part in our relationship. And
for those out there, don't expect it to be easy. It's not like a one-time fix. It's gonna take time, like with anything. And even the Christian journey, it's not an easy journey. You know, we're told to pick up our cross and follow Christ. There's the assurance we have is that we're going through everything with Christ. It's not necessarily going to be an easy road. It's going to have bumps, but all we have to do is rely on Christ. So guys, just keep at it. They say sanctification is the work of a lifetime. Our marriage, our union is the work of a lifetime. Okay guys, so we hope you enjoyed the video so far. Stay tuned for part 2 next week. So we'll share the next 5 things that we learned in our first year marriage.
And for those who are new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And for all of our viewers, please like and comment below, okay? And most of all, do not forget that you are blessed and highly favored. Hallelujah.
Peace.
See you guys.